Hello, welcome. I'm Allison Kinnear, and today's a big day. Today's a special day because there's so many new things about today. It is a new time. Hello at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is a new name. I changed from Late Night Snack to Living and Learning. And yeah, it's just a new logo, a new chapter. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And most of you watch this on the video, so I hope the new time works for you. I needed to make some changes, both in my business life and in my professional life. So 3 p.m. Wednesdays, living and learning, no more late night snack. But everything else is the same kind of stories, same kind of format, same place, same me. But today, because there's so many new things happening, I wanted to talk about new beginnings. And I wanted to start off by telling a story about when I first became a mom. When my daughter was, I guess, 3 days old, we took her home from the hospital. And that first night, as we were settling down, ready to go to bed, I was, and just a little context, I was at the peak of my perfectionism. I was at the peak of my insecurities as a human being, both personally and professionally. And my confidence was at an all-time low. And here we had this new bundle of joy, this new baby to take home. And I said to my husband that night as we were settling down, what if she starts crying and nothing helps? And my husband said, well, if she starts crying, we'll just, change her diaper and see how she does. And I said, well, but what if we do that and she keeps crying? And he said, well, then we'll try to feed her and, see how that works. And I said, yeah, okay, but what if we try to feed her and that doesn't work? And he said, well, then we'll try to hold her and just, comfort her. And I said, yeah, but what if that doesn't work? And, here I am in the midst of my perfectionism. It's like, we had this new baby. We need to have a game plan. We need to know everything that we're going to do so that we can make sure that everything is okay, because we no longer have nurses around us to help us if we get confused and we don't know what we're doing. And my husband, so that's where I was at in my head. And my husband looked at me and said, well, we'll just keep trying things until we figure it out. He said, we may not know her cues right away. We may not know exactly what's going on, but we'll figure it out. We'll just keep trying things until we figure it out. And it was such a aha moment for me. And I said, oh, okay. It was like he was reminding me in that moment of our collective resourcefulness. He was reminding me that we had tools. Because my perfectionism and my lack of confidence was saying, you have no tools. You should not be trusted with a baby. How could someone trust you with something so big and so enormous? And he was like, no, we're really good at figuring things out. And remember, you're good at figuring things out. Like, we'll just keep trying things until we figure things out. That's just how this works. And to me, this is what happens when we start any new beginning. And today is a new beginning for me. And the title of this, Living and Learning, that's kind of what my husband was calling my attention to. We're going to live with this, and we're going to learn. And then we're going to try things, and we're going to learn from that. And then we're going to try things from that, and we'll learn from that. This is how life unfolds. We may want to have everything scripted out. We may want to have control over all of the things that could go wrong. And it's helpful to do that planning and preparing ahead of time, of course. And there's a bit of a leap. There's a bit of a leap of faith that we can figure things out, that we can trust in our resourcefulness, that we don't have to be perfect right out the gate. And when I think about living and learning, when I think about this new logo, this new time, everything might not feel exactly perfect, but that's okay. We have to start somewhere. The thing that perfectionism does is says, hold on, wait, that doesn't look right yet. That logo, not exactly right yet. You know, do you really know if this is the best time? Do you really know if everything's going to work out? Like, let's just wait a little while. Let's just wait and see. And there are times when waiting and seeing is really helpful. And there are times when waiting and seeing is not. And you know, when it comes to, I want to every week show up and put out great content for you. So I'm not going to wait until things are perfect. I'm going to live and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. So that's kind of the spirit, the essence of all of this, is that to trust that we can figure things out, and to put things out there and live and learn. There's all this data about, and I know a lot of major companies are talking about growth mindset. I forget the researcher. Some of you on here might know the researcher off the top of your head, but there's a researcher that talked about having a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is saying, you know, old dogs can't learn new tricks. What's learned is learned. What's done is done. I'm going to stay in my lane and just do what I've always done. That's a bit of a rough synopsis of a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is saying, well, this is where I'm at in this point in time, but I know I can constantly learn and grow and change. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take steps. I'm going to take some risks, and I'm going to learn and change and grow. And for companies, that fixed mindset, it just kills innovation. And it kills innovation in companies, but I think it also can kill relationships. It can, you know, our whole purpose in life is to grow and change and evolve. And when we kind of stop doing that, it can really put some barriers to our relationships, both personally and professionally. And so embracing that growth mindset takes more vulnerability. It takes more emotional risk and exposure, but it also gives us much greater benefit. We will fail. Things will not come out perfectly every single time. And yet we can put our foot out there, or, you know, we can take a step, fumble, stumble, learn from it, pick ourselves up, and continue to go. With a fixed mindset, or at least with a perfectionist mindset, sometimes we never get off the starting blocks. We never start. We will stay in our minds spinning around, thinking about what everything, whether it's a new job, a new project, a new business, we can stay stuck in our heads thinking about what's going to be the best way, as if there is one best way, instead of saying, well, I'm going to start here. You know, when I'm coaching coaches, one of the things that we talk about when we talk about growing our business is not deciding where we want to end up being, but to decide our starting point. We have to decide a starting point. Where do you want to start? What do you want to start charging? What kind of business do you want to start to have? What is the name you want to start having? That's all you have to decide, is your starting point. You don't have to figure out everything else. It will grow, it will evolve, it will change over time. So I just want to say thank you for joining me for this start, for this new beginning. Hello, Serena. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Charlene. You are all my coaches. You know what I'm talking about when it comes to coaching and when it comes to launching our businesses and putting ourselves out there. We just have to start. We just have to figure out a starting point. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes one of my mentors talks about when we make mistakes, it's really easy to say, I'm so stupid. And at a lot of my workshops, I'll reframe that so that we can kind of have a lightheartedness around it and say, I'm so sexy. It's one of the things my mentor offered, is like, we all are entitled to have sexy moments. We are all entitled to make mistakes. We are all entitled to not get it right. But what we do have to do is we have to continue to push forward. We have to continue to try. We have to continue to try to make things better. We just have to decide where to start. Hello, Brian. Hello, Emily. Thank you. I'm glad you caught it live as well. And I wish you all a full week of living and learning. That's all we have to do here, folks. So Wednesdays at 3 p.m. I will see you next week, and wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Take care.